Ayo, and what's up, gang? Thank you for joining me once again on your Friday, July 7th, 2017, and this Sunday the WWE presents to us the terribly named, but pretty nicely put together, Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view live on the WWE Network, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now. So get your fire extinguishers out on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, everybody, buckle in, strap in, because we are here to talk about Great Balls of Fire. This is our preview and prediction show, and I am your host, Nick Nightmare. Along for the ride, as always, Blue the Snowball microphone. Let's get this shindig started. Thank you so much again for tuning into the channel today. Great Balls of Fire. Now, when they announced this thing, I was all over it. And I still hate it. I hate it. I hate the name. I hate everything about it. But, as the WWE tends to do, at least in my experience, when there's something particular about a pay-per-view that I don't enjoy, like, say, the name or the theme or whatever the case may be, they tend to put on a very good show. And this card, at least on paper, is going to turn out to be a good one. Every match, with the exception of one, really, has the potential to steal the show as far as performance goes. And unfortunately, let's start talking about it. The kickoff show, of course, is going to feature a match that should not be featured on the kickoff show. It should definitely be on the main card. Why there is a necessity for putting things on the pre-show is something I just don't understand. Let the pre-show be the pre-show. We should not have to have action on the pre-show, because this is a match that should kick off the entire pay-per-view and not take place during the pre-show. And that is the Cruiserweight Championship match with Neville and Akira Tozawa. Neville has been absolutely killing it as the Cruiserweight Champion. Now, admittedly, I don't really watch the 205 show. You know, I tune in, I check in here and there. But his appearances on Monday Night Raw as the Cruiserweight Champion, and his last program with Austin Aries, and every program he's had since he's gotten the title, Neville has proven to be an absolute beast. He is the king of the Cruiserweights. He's everything he says he is. There's nobody that has been able to step up to the plate and prove him wrong. Akira Tozawa, as talented and as awesome as he is not going to take the strap from Neville this Sunday. At least he shouldn't, because, you know, the whole involvement with the Titus brand, just, it doesn't make sense. Even though he's friends with Apollo Crews, he doesn't seem to fit. He seems to be a reluctant member at best. If this leads to some sort of a feud with Apollo or with Titus, I don't know what the point of their involvement and why they got Akira Tozawa in such a position where it just seems awkward, it seems forced. I don't like the direction they're going in with it, and their involvement, the Titus brand, is what really makes me believe that Tozawa's not going to win this match. And if he does, to me, it'll be a huge upset. Tozawa's a fantastic talent. He is going to put on one hell of a match with Neville on the pre-show. And especially if it's on the pre-show, the kickoff show, whatever you want to call it. Why would you have a title change take place on a kickoff show? I don't expect that to happen. I expect Neville to go on and win this match and remain seated atop the throne of the Cruiserweight division, which is still in a shambles. So being the king of that division is not really being the king of much. But we'll have to see where they go with it. Up next on the card list here, we have Big Cass versus Enzo Amore in a grudge match following the disappointing breakup of the once tremendous tag team, and I was hoping that they were not going to do this. If you watch the show, you know that I didn't want this to be rushed and thrown into Great Balls of Fire. This is an angle, a storyline that they can really play with, and there is real emotion. Enzo has been absolutely fabulous on the mic. He has generated real emotion. The fact that he was able to drop a tear in the middle of the ring on Monday Night Raw speaks volumes about the man's intensity and acting ability. He is absolutely great. And I don't think that aspect of his character is going to suffer by having this breakup with Cass. But we don't know really what Enzo brings to the ring. As far as what I remember, he's not really been one of the greatest technically sound guys, but this is all me just from what I know of him from NXT, which was not much. But he may have the potential to be a great superstar. Maybe, as I said in a previous show, they move him to the Cruiserweight division. They need big stars on 205 Live to make it worth watching, and Enzo Amore would definitely do that post-feud with Big Cass. But this match is happening too soon. This is definitely something that had a big enough fight feel to have itself be blown off at SummerSlam, and maybe they will still do that. Maybe this is just the beginning of this feud, which is what I hope, that Big Cass is going to win this match. I don't see Enzo coming out on top at all in this first initial outing. It'll only drive Enzo further to want to beat the big man and get his revenge for the betrayal that he has suffered on the hands of Cass. So Big Cass is going to win this one, and hopefully they don't just blow it away and make it all for nothing and under the rug with it really quickly to move Cass into a different position on the card and just away from Enzo completely, because I think their chemistry as opponents now can really carry the show, and it'll generate interest and get eyes on Monday Night Raw, which is what the WWE sorely needs. And I don't have faith in the creative team because they're friggin' morons and they don't know what they're doing in the creative over there in WWE. I have no faith in them to actually give us an in-depth and meaningful story, but I have the belief in Enzo and Cass to make anything they want to do work, because both of these guys are very talented, and I believe that that's what'll end up happening, no matter which direction they end up going with both of them. Up next, a match I'm very much looking forward to, the 30-minute Iron Man Tag Team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Our champions, Sheamus and Cesaro, going up against the Hardy Boys. Once again, after that steel cage match, how much more can you do with this interaction between these two teams? And I think this was a fantastic way to go about it. Something that you don't see a lot of. 30 minutes, Iron Man style tag team. Definitely not one of the repetitive matches on the queue for the WWE list, and this is going to be great. I totally expect the Hardys to win this match, not just because there are reports of Sheamus, going away to do a movie when August comes around, which would mean he wouldn't be around for SummerSlam, so why would they continue to have the tag team titles on a team that would not be able to perform on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, the biggest party of the summer, happening right here in my backyard over in Brooklyn, just a few miles away, at the Barclays Center. So why would you do that? You give it to the Hardys, and you begin the slow turn into the broken character. There's all kinds of rumors and shit. I'm not going to keep reporting on the same things, so I don't keep putting up videos over and over again when I hear any little inkling of anything. I want concrete proof and real hard facts. I don't want cryptic tweets. I don't want speculation. I'm not going to tell you guys any bullshit. But there has been rumors that quietly under the radar, Matt Hardy and what is now Global Force Wrestling is underneath negotiations and are close to a private deal to procure the rights to his broken gimmick, and we will supposedly be seeing it in the WWE sometime soon. What better way to do that than to give them the tag team titles again and then have the Revival and whatever remaining tag teams might be around if they don't break everybody up before the end of the summer, and start the breaking of Matt Hardy by losing to the Revival and not being able to win. Have Jeff Hardy be a spot monkey, do the same things you did. It was successful the first time, it'll be successful again. Everybody is waiting for it, which is only making it even harder to get with the Hardys, at least for me. I mean, I know there are a lot of you guys out there that are just totally into we can deal with the Team Extreme comeback, and I'm able to deal with it, and it's fine. But it's starting to wear thin because we already know what lies underneath the brilliant mad mind of Matt Hardy, and we cannot wait to see that. So I'm hoping that the Hardys come out on top, and that we will somehow begin into the era of the Broken General himself, and it will be fucking fantastic. This match, the Intercontinental Championship match, is not the match that at the beginning of the show I said is going to be the one match I don't really care about. But I kind of forgot about this match when I said that, so there's actually two, and this is one of them. Only because I'm done with it. I'm done with The Miz and Dean Ambrose. Everything that they're doing with them right now, they did 100 times better on SmackDown just a few short months ago. I do not have a short-term memory, and I do not have that disease where you forget things very quickly. I remember everything, and you're just doing the same shit. And the only reason I'm even looking forward to this match at all is because I would rather see The Miz compete in the ring in his gear, not in some goofy fucking Miami suit that he's going to rip in a match like he did on SmackDown. I'm sorry, on Raw. See, that's how pissed off he gets me, and because he was better on SmackDown. That's where I want him to be. The Intercontinental Championship was featured better over there, wasn't wasted in a Miz TV segment after Miz TV segment. It was defended. It was meant to be important. He came on talking smack at the end of every single episode of SmackDown and put himself over and put the title over. And now on Raw, he's been relegated to the same old Monday Night Miz bullshit, and it's just Miz TV one after the other, and then impromptu matches that make no sense. Quite frankly, I would have really much have preferred if Kurt Angle inserted, and I'm going to kill myself for saying this, inserted Heath Slater into this match, because at least it would be something different. I did mention this in my review of Raw, which is live on the channel if you want to go check that out, because I had a few interesting things to say about Monday night, because the only good things really was Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, and we're going to get to them in a bit. And I don't see Dean Ambrose taking the strap off The Miz. It would be an absolute disaster, at least in this guy's opinion, because Dean Ambrose is a terrible Intercontinental Champion. I think Dean Ambrose as a champion is just terrible altogether. I don't think he understands his character. It's a similar problem to what's going on with Seth Rollins. I just don't know. You're calling yourself a lunatic fringe, and you're the sole member of the Ambrose Asylum and all this shit, but it just doesn't translate into the character he's portraying. He's just not crazy enough to be crazy. I don't know. The one-liner jokes and the punchline comedy bullshit he keeps spewing out. It's just, that's not a crazy lunatic man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe I'm just that tired of the whole feud, and I just hope this is the last we're going to see of it, and that The Miz puts this thing to bed once and for all. I totally expect the Miztourage to get involved and help the champ retain his title, which will be just fine with me. The next match in this series on this card is the match at the top of the show that I mentioned that I just really do not care about: Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. This is a terrible thing that inside I feel horrible. I feel like a bad wrestling fan, that I just could care less about this match. Under different circumstances and in a different creative direction, This would be an absolutely fantastic pairing. This would be an epic confrontation between two fantastic rivals. This thing has gone back into NXT. These guys came up together. They could have gone so many ways with this. But in all honesty, I don't even know why they're fighting. It just seems to be more of the same old Bray Wyatt stuff. They don't know what to do with him, so we'll make him just come out and start talking to some random guy that he picks for no reason. We won't ever explain the reasoning behind why he chose Seth Rollins. We'll never explain why he chose to pick on Randy Orton outside of the fact that at the time he was the World Heavyweight Champion, I believe. He does it over and over again. He just comes out like Finn Balor. Oh, I'm just going to come out and talk shit about Finn Balor. And then we don't ever see anything happen between them. That was going to be the direction they went with. And now they've changed it for some reason, and he's feuding with Seth Rollins. So why? So Finn Balor can feud with Elias Sampson? I would have much rather seen Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor, but they decided to shift gears again. I don't understand the mentality of the WWE when it comes to this. And this match, all in all, comes out to Bray Wyatt just picking on Seth Rollins. Just came out of nowhere. Oh, you, Seth Rollins, you think you're so great, but I'm going to show you you're not great because I'm a god, because I'm Bray Wyatt. I'm a god, Mr. Rollins. I'm a god. I am Bray Wyatt. I'm a this and I'm a that, and there's a snake over there, and there's a moving dust ball behind me, and I am in the desert in Phoenix, Arizona, and your bones will be picked from the grounds by the vultures, and I'm blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care about this match, not one bit. And the only way I will enjoy this match at all is if Bray Wyatt actually gets a decent win. Because he needs it. He needs momentum for his character. Seth Rollins is a lost soul. Seth Rollins is almost a lost hope. I don't know where they're going to go with him. In the main event picture, you got guys like Joe and Strowman and Lesnar and Reigns, and each one of them respectively is killing it in what they're supposed to be doing. Even Roman Reigns. We hate him, we love him, whatever you feel about him. He's not bad. He's just boring. But when he gets in the ring, he does some great stuff. And his chemistry with Braun Strowman is off the charts. And I would love to see him further involved and invested in a feud with Samoa Joe. Where do you see Seth Rollins fitting into this picture? Rollins and Joe is already over and done. Rollins should at least be fighting with Finn Balor, but they're not going to turn Seth Rollins back to heel so quickly after turning him face. Not that it's been such a successful thing. So, Bray Wyatt hopefully comes out with the win, starts on some sort of a decent career path that leads to him being more than just blah, 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 in the darkness and the lights and the fireflies and I love everybody, Come on. I don't even know why I said I love everybody. Bray Wyatt don't fucking love nobody. I just going off, I don't want to hear his nonsense anymore. I want him to be the performer I know he can be and to take this I'm a god thing and elevate it, man, because you can do it. Bray Wyatt has the talent to get this gimmick over. It's just not happening because they let him win and then they lose, and then he wins and then he loses, and you just can't get behind a character like that. And Seth Rollins is almost falling under the same category. So Bray Wyatt gets the win in my opinion. Seth Rollins, hopefully they'll figure something out to help this guy out because it's just nonsense for both of them, really. So this match just shouldn't even be happening. Hey, how about putting this match on the kickoff show? Because that's actually where it deserves to be. Up next, we have the Raw Women's Championship match. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. I don't know why I snickered when I started that. I had that little awkward pause because I'm looking at this picture here of the two of them, which you'll see right here next to me here. And for some reason I just laughed. And I don't know why. I can't explain it to you. I totally and completely expect this match to be a very good one. Both of these girls are absolutely fantastic in the ring. And I think they're going to pair up very well. They're very similar in stature. They can both really do some great acrobatic stuff. They're smaller, they're lighter, so they can fly around a little more. Not that I'm suggesting they fly all over the place and dive and all that shit, but I think that this is an untapped chemistry that we haven't really seen evolve. I don't ever remember seeing Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks on a big stage such as this, one-on-one. Hopefully nobody gets involved. As much as I'm pulling for Nia Jax and her to become a duo and a team of some sort, that would maybe be the only thing I would forgive, is if Nia Jax comes out and attacks Sasha Banks, costing Alexa Bliss the match but not making her lose the title, and then forming some sort of a bodyguard type relationship with her real life best friend on the roster, Nia Jax, who retweeted my tweet earlier today because my daughter and I, as we were perusing Target, found the Nia Jax figure, scooped that shit right up to add it to our collection of woman superstars that my daughter is obsessed with having every girl on the roster. And the only thing that would have made it sweeter would have been to find an Alexa Bliss as well, because that will be the crown jewel of our collection, at least in my eyes. And she liked my tweet and my picture of us with the doll. Just want to throw that out there because I love being recognized by the superstars, and I want Nia Jax to be a force to be reckoned with. So if she ends up watching this show, I love you, man, and you just need to blow up and start tearing these girls up in the ring, outside the ring. Be Alexa's best friend, protect her ass, and then turn on her ass down the line in WrestleMania, as best friends in wrestling always do. So I think Alexa Bliss is going to come out with the win. I doubt she gets the pin on Sasha Banks. I don't think they're going to allow her to clean pin one of the top women in the division, or lack of division, however you want to define it. But that's what I'm thinking. Thinking Alexa stays champion, cheat to win. Perfect way to keep this title reign going. That's the character she's got and that she's building, and that's what I want to see. Next up, the ambulance match between the Big Dog and the Monster Among Men, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. This match, I've actually been enjoying the road to this match. They have done some interesting things, although it was a bit predictable. It is wrestling, and it's being written in a wrestling style storyline that, yes, we've seen it before. Like I said, it's a little bit predictable, but I'm not going to jump all over it because at least they're trying something. And these two guys, like I said, have a great chemistry. I love when they get in the ring together because you're going to see some crazy stuff. And Roman Reigns never looks better than when he's in the ring across from Braun Strowman. This might be his guy. Every competitor has that one guy that just brings out the best. And I think that's Braun Strowman for Roman Reigns. I think Braun Strowman, as I said, will win this match by putting Roman Reigns in the back of the ambulance, closing the door. Roman doesn't have to have his shoulders pinned to the mat to lose, so this is one of the rare and prime opportunities for the WWE to allow him to suffer a loss. And no better way to relaunch Braun Strowman than to have him win in this scenario. And both men can be set on that parallel path to the Universal title. Rumors are all over the place that Braun Strowman's next opponent will be Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. And that Vince McMahon is adamant about having Brock Lesnar be beaten by Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania in what supposedly may be Brock Lesnar's final match with the company if he chooses to not re-sign before WrestleMania. And I hope that is definitely not the case. Because anybody that's watching WWE Raw right now, regardless whether Braun Strowman wins this or not, you cannot deny how fucking fantastic Samoa Joe has been. He's been so good that Brock Lesnar has reportedly been on their case to extend this feud with Samoa Joe. He is looking in the eyes of this man and he sees money. He sees fire, no pun intended, and he sees intensity. And he sees that they can make a lot of money and have some really good, legit style matches because Samoa Joe is a fucking beast. And Samoa Joe is probably the only man on that roster that can give Brock Lesnar a believable and epic, big time fight. He knows it. He feels it. He wants it to go way past this. And that everybody's looking past Joe already, you know, in the higher-ups in the office. And they're like, all right, well, we're doing this at Great Balls of Fire, but we're just doing this to get to this. Joe is nobody's stepping stone. And the more and more these rumors come out there, the more and more he is going to take the stage on Sunday and just tear it up. He has got something to prove, and he's got a massive, massive fucking chip on his shoulder. And he's not about to knock that shit off. He is going to hold it and shove it down the WWE creative's throat because he is going to back them into a corner. Because what's going to happen is Monday Night on Raw, after everybody sees what Brock versus Joe can do, if they don't make it some 3 to 4 minute bullshit, some type of squash or some type of, you know, shenanigans finish, that, and don't give Joe and Brock enough time to really flesh out a good fight, it's just putting him to the side is only going to make him stronger. It's only motivating him more. And after everybody sees this, they're going to have no choice but to change plans. Because anybody they put Brock Lesnar in the ring with is going to get booed. Because we want to see more of Joe. We want to see that again. All the great pairings have never just had one match. You are going to have a series of matches, and he has no better equal, Brock Lesnar, than Samoa Joe. Brock Lesnar is probably going to win this match, no matter what their intentions are. And it's only going to make Joe's drive to be the champion stronger, as I said. And if they're smart, they will keep Joe in the mix. If after this match, you just put him back to the mid-card and have him fighting Seth and Finn and all these other guys, you're not doing him a disservice. You're disrespecting the man. He's proven in the last 3 weeks that he's got more talent and is more over than the entire Raw roster put together. And he needs to be rewarded somewhere down the line. And he's not going to sit back and take a backseat to anybody. And I hope that if and when Brock Lesnar wins on Sunday, it's only the beginning down the road for the Beast and the Samoan Submission Machine. Because this is just the beginning. I've been so hyped for this match since they announced it. I have been on record saying it was the only match that I cared about, but that's until you really got to look at this card. And it's a decent card. It's a very decent card. Should be a decent show. I'm afraid of the endings, as usual, but that's what we think. You guys hit up the comments below. Let me know what you think. Who do you think's going to walk out as the Universal Champion? Do you think Brock Lesnar and Joe are done? I don't know. Maybe you do. Shout at me in the comments below. Hit me up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This video is here for all your friends to view as well. Anybody that you know that loves pro wrestling, send them this way. We're taking all new subscribers. We've been hitting new heights this week. It's been a great week for the channel. Everything is up, 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 and down we will never go, because the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show is on the rise. And we will be back with you this weekend. We got some breaking news. We will also be here with a review of the show that we just predicted about. Thank you all for joining us. I am Nick Nightmare. This is Blue the Snowball Microphone. You have been watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. Thank you guys so much. We are out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Great Balls of Fire. We'll see you Sunday.